Hi, welcome to Dollhouses, Miniatures, and More by Madeline. I'm going to show you how to make these tiny, yummy looking black and white miniature cookies that you can put in your dollhouse or play with your dolls. Let me show you how tiny they are. I'm going to put a penny next to them so you can see how just very tiny they are. I made a little vignette of a bakery to show you them. Here's a box full of black and white cookies, and you have some cookies on the counter, and the tissue paper they use to wrap the cookies in, and the little tongs they use to pick the cookies up, and an old-fashioned cash register, and then there's some cookies displayed in the showcase there. They look very tempting. Keep watching, and I'll show you how to make these delicious miniature black and white cookies. First, you're going to need some polymer clay, and it's important that you purchase the polymer clay that you can bake in the oven, and that will have the directions how long you need to bake something. I bake these cookies for about 4 minutes, and I put it on a timer so they don't burn. This is a project that you need your mother and father's help, or your mother's help, or your father's help, but this is an adult project. So first I take the polymer clay and I get it warm in my hands because it's easier to work with it if it's warm. So I rub it around and get it warm. Then I'll take the polymer clay and I'll take a little piece off, and I will take it and I'll roll it in a ball. And then I put it down and I make it in the shape of a cookie. It takes time, so I make a round cookie. Then I take this liquid poly clay, right? I take the liquid poly clay and I get a dish, and I take some of the liquid poly clay and I put it out on my dish. And then I get a toothpick, and I take the toothpick and I dab it in the poly liquid clay, and then I put it on my little clay there. This will make it look like a glaze. So I put it all over there. Okay. And then I just keep making them. And I'll make a whole bunch, like maybe 12 of them. So here's my cookie. But now I have to bake it. And like I said, I bake my cookies for about 4 minutes, and I make sure to put the timer on because I don't want them to burn. Again, you need your parents' help with this. This is an adult project, so you need your parents' help with this to help you. This is what the polymer clay cookies look like after I take them out of the oven and I let them cool so I can work with them. I'll take them off the dish so I can show you more. They have to get hard, else you won't be able to work with them. So these are what the polymer cookies look like. Next, I'm going to paint them to make them look like miniature black and white cookies. What I like to do is scrape a little of the pastel chalk. I pick like a light tan, maybe a yellow, and I mix them, I scrape it. And I get some pastel chalk. This way it'll look like it was baked on the bottom. And I'll put a little on the bottom. This way it looks like the cookie was baked on the bottom. And that's how I start to decorate the cookie. It's falling because it's slippery from the pastel chalk. But this is how I start to decorate it. I make it look like it's baked on the bottom. Next, I'm going to continue decorating my polymer clay miniature black and white cookie. And this is when the cookie starts to look very realistic. So I use brown paint, and I try to get a paint that looks like chocolate. So I'm going to dip my brush in the brown paint. And remember, one side's going to look vanilla and one's going to look chocolate. So I'm only going to paint half of the cookie. And I try to get the sides. And then you have to give it some drying time. But I'm only painting half. You have to be careful not to get paint on it. Now you can get white paint if you want and paint the other side white, but It looks good. And you can also put a glaze on top, but it takes 24 hours to dry. But here's what the cookie looks like. Okay? And I'll show you some more. And this is what my black and white miniature clay cookies look like when they're done. I put it in a little miniature girl's doll's hand so you can see how very tiny it is. And I made a little vignette of black and white cookies. And there's a little box of cookies, black and white cookies. So I hope that you enjoyed my presentation of how to make polymer clay miniature black and white cookies for your doll or your dollhouse. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that you'll visit me soon. Please remember to like this video, to share this video, and to subscribe to my channel.